Alright, so yesterday we finished our value scale and we started our sphere. Some of you guys still need to work on your sphere. Keep in mind, if you paint your sphere really dark, it's going to end up blending in with the background. Everybody needs to have their paper out with their still life so that way they can paint with a reference. Don't just go off of my painting up here. You need something at your seat so that way you can see the different values of the sphere. Now your paint's going to be dry on your paper, so this is the time where you can paint over what you've already painted and make some corrections. So I'm just going to go back over what we've been doing. Alright, so remember we started with white. Whether you're painting with a color or you're painting with black or black and white. And I'm adding a good layer of white paint on the lighter part of my sphere. This is the time where now I'll either grab my black or the color I'm using, and I'm going to start blending some of that color in. Remember, keep your strokes with the shape of the sphere. Remember, when you use black, it does not take a lot of black to change the color. So use the black sparingly. You're not going to paint the sphere really, really dark because it's a white sphere. The only parts that need to be dark are the shadows. If your paintbrush gets really loaded with paint, you need to clean some of it off because you don't want too much paint on your paper. Because if you add a whole lot of wet paint, that paper is going to start to bunch up on you. Remember, you can always take a dry brush to blend in those colors so that way it's got a smooth transition. So I'm just working on the sphere. That's about as far as we're probably going to get today, guys, as you just need to keep working on the sphere and practice your blending. And if you go outside of your lines, don't worry too much about it because you can always paint over that with the other colors. Also, pay attention to the paintbrush that you're using. You don't want to use a really small paintbrush when we're painting such a large area. For the edges, you can always switch to a smaller brush, but for the most part, you should be able to use one of your flat brushes. That's what I'm using. Also, if you can see the paper behind your paint, that means your layer's too thin. You want your paint to be opaque, which means it's not going to be see-through. What are you looking for? Julie. She's in the very back.